Before we begin today's video, please notice our hashtag Bricks for Autism program going on. I have a GoFundMe page in the description below where we'll be donating all the money to the Autism Research Foundation. So if you want to donate, you can go right to that link down below and you can donate. So thank you. Hey guys, what is up? It's me, CroffStudios here, and I'm here to showcase my biggest Lego Ninjago MOC ever. And I'm really glad to have made this one finally. It took me a really long time to make, but it was definitely worth it in the end. This is Borg Industries. And I'm guessing this set would cost as much as the Tower of Orthanc, possibly. But it would be a very large set. It would include a good amount of minifigures at least. And there's a lot of stuff about this MOC I can get into. So we'll start with the first thing, which is the removable levels. And we'll move into minifigures and such to start out the video. So let's get straight into that. Alright guys, so you can kind of see me a little bit because this building is just very giant and it takes a lot of space to be able to show it. So the first thing I'm going to do is remove all of the levels on this building. So the first thing we can do is remove the top level right here, which is just the roof of it. And then we have this level right here, which comes off, which is just a shorter piece of the tower right here. Then this is the biggest piece that is removable. And it was one of the hardest sections to build. I will go into all these in detail once I'm done removing them. And then we've got a small one right here as well, right in the middle. You can see what that looks like. And then we have our final removable roof right here, which is just this bottom piece right here. So that's pretty much all the removable sections on this MOC. So now we're going to move into our minifigures, and then we'll move straight into the building. Alright guys, so to start this MOC off, we're going to go with the bottom section and show off all the minifigures that we would include. Obviously we would get Cyrus Borg in this MOC, which would be really cool minifigure to get. We'd get him with his little robot looking machine right here again that he uses in the show. I also included Sensei Wu and Nia. There are some interesting playability features involved with Nia in this set on one of the levels, which I'll have to show you. And then we would also get Wu since we normally get him in the bigger sets. Obviously, we would get Zane, since he's very important in this Nindroid series. And you can see he gets a blade right here, which is really cool looking, the Techno Blade. And then we get an Evil Pixel right here. And I have this awesome little piece right here that has like a hooded look to it. And I think it reminds me of Pythor. And it's like a little mission thing. So it's like her mission is to stop the ninja or whatever. And then you get a few Nindroids. And there are some other ones just already inside the building, which I'll show you. So we'd get two of those with some weapons, and then we'd also get one of the ninjas, such as Jay, which I included with the set. Obviously, this building that I built takes place in the Nindroid era, but there are some little nods to some of the other seasons. So we're going to start off with the bottom floor of this MOC, which was probably the most time-consuming of the MOC, and it took a while to make. You can see we got some sidewalk going all the way up to the front right here. You can see how I kind of constructed the MOC with some weird angles and stuff like that all around it. I think I did a pretty decent job with it. If I'm probably going to work on it a little bit, I'm probably going to cover some of this stuff up because it looks kind of weird. But other than that, I think the outside looks nice. These are all supposed to be windows, and these are all the pieces I ordered in my last Bricklink order, if you guys saw that. So one of the playability features, it's not really a playability feature, but if you do lose pieces, like because the back of this is opened up right here, underneath there. I'll show you the inside in a minute. But if that does happen, you can take off this giant piece and kind of just remove these like that to get to the inside. You can see how I built that. But I wanted to make it easily accessible. You can just kind of place that back on there. It's very simple design. So a really cool playability feature, one of my favorite of the MOC. You can just kind of open these up right here to reveal the inside, which is a really cool playability feature right there to make the ninjas walk inside. And that's, if you guys remember from the show, when Kai gets stuck in the doorway, which is kind of a funny scene. I really like that one. I saw my brother watching that scene recently. And when you go to the inside of this, there's a lot of interesting stuff in here. You can see there's just a kind of like a screen here with some different designs right there. I found those in my tiles bin. I'm not sure what they were from, but I think they're pretty cool looking. You got some translucent blue pieces and then some designs on the wall. Then you got a little area right here where you can put Pixel, because she is the person who, or the Nindroid who meets the ninjas at the desk at the front. So you can just kind of set her right there. There's some computers and some small details like a pop. There's also a little computer over on this side of the room. And then if you want to know how the doors work, you just pull them to the side like that. It's a pretty simple design, but can see how that works, and there's also a little plant in there. So there's not really too much to the first level, but it is the biggest level. I wasn't really able to put a ton of stuff in some of these rooms, but I tried to make it as accurate as possible while still being a playability set. So that's pretty much it for the first level. Oh yeah, there's a small little ventilation detail up here as well. So now we're going to move on to the next 2 levels, which is one big piece, and I'll show you that. So let's move straight into it. So this is the second and third level of the MOC right here. This is the big piece that it connects to, and it just kind of sets on there, and there's some pieces right there to hook it in. But I'm just going to show you this level now. So moving straight into it, you can see the design on the front of it. I used a lot of tile pieces and these yellow pieces for the window simulation. You can see on the side here I got a slight angle right here going up. Then I used these pieces just to kind of simulate that angle look to the side of it. I thought it looked pretty decent. And now we're going to move on to the actual rooms on the inside of here. Get a little light in there. It's kind of hard to see. But I think they're pretty cool rooms in all. You can see right here, we have a little Nindroid testing station in here. So like we have an arm connected to the wall, and we have a little table in there. It's actually a 3x3 table, which is interesting with some stuff on there. There's a little tile detail. And then there's also a Nindroid right here. So I guess they can like test out the Nindroid, and you can see how he spins around, and they can be testing him for different ways and like how the Nindroids work. Like I said, there is other Nindroid minifigures and stuff, so this is one of them. You can see how this little glass piece lifts up and down. It's a pretty simple level, but it's just kind of like a testing chamber to see how the Nindroids react to separate tests and things like that. So like maybe you'd have some scientists working on them to make sure they work correctly and things like that. So now on to the next level, which is actually the level that Nia is actually interactive with. But you can see the inside right there. If you guys know what this is from the show, it's a matchmaking machine. So basically, Nia goes up to it, and you just kind of set her right here. And it told her in the show that her person that she should be with is Cole instead of Jay. And that was kind of a surprise in the show, and you can see there's some wall details in there. This level is kind of hard to make because of all these angles and stuff like that, so it's kind of a tight room. Then there are some wall details in there that are really hard to see, but you can see there's just some wall details, and then there's some right here as well. This is probably one of my least favorite levels, honestly. I think it's kind of clunky and weird looking, but I mean, it's kind of hard to make it when you have to make all these angles and stuff and still make it sturdy. Then you also have a little security camera up here that can move around if you want, in any direction you want to. So I thought that was pretty cool looking, and like I said, Nia can interact with that. You can see a little bit better what the machine looks like. I used a window piece on there, so I thought that was a pretty cool little added detail from the show. Even though it was on the first level, I still wanted to at least include it, and the rooms are kind of small, but still wanted to put it in. So let's move on to the next part of the building. This next level of the building actually has to do with Season 8, and this is the level where the mask is actually kept, and I wanted to include this somewhere in the building. It's a very small level right here. It doesn't really have too much to it. Just a small little area with the windows right here for when you put it right here on this level. But I think this is probably my least favorite floor of the building. It's a very, very simple floor. You can see there's not really much to it. There's a weird detail right here, just like a picture, and then a nice little piece of glass right there. And basically the feature is you open up this door, and it leads to the mask in there, and it's got some Nindroid details and stuff. So I wanted to at least put this somewhere in the building. The levels are very small, but it's kind of hard to make a set like this without having to scrunch a few things into the building. But I think I like the way it turned out still. And then this little bar piece, or this little indent on the wall, actually acts as a lock. You can see how that kind of clicks right in there. I thought that was a pretty cool feature right there. But you can see what the inside looks like. It has the mask, and obviously it was robbed from in the first episode of Season 8. So I definitely wanted to include that. So we've got that level that connects onto it. So move on to the next part of the building. Alright guys, so the next part of the building is the biggest section that goes in the middle of the building and towards the top, which is the 5th and 6th levels of the building, which is all combined within this big piece right here. I decided to make that one piece, otherwise it wouldn't be very structurally sound. So that's why I did that. And obviously this piece can just be connected onto the top of this. That creates that whole middle area. You can see what that looks like. But now we will move, if it doesn't want to detach, we will move straight into this section. So the 5th and 6th levels of the building, like I said, reside in this area right here. And there was a lot of different techniques used to make all these angles and stuff. You can see I use angled pieces to make this look right here. I think it looks pretty cool though. Overall, it's not too bad of a design. So when we actually go to the rooms in here, there are 3 different kind of rooms things. There's 2 floors technically, but there is this bottom part, which I will show you right now. And it's kind of like a storage area, which basically you just kind of flip up right here and you just tilt it to the side and it gets you some storage containers. I thought that was kind of a cool little feature. Then all the crates can just remove right there. You got a little ghost crystal right there. And then on this one, we just have a detonator and some bombs or something like that. And then in this one, we have some other stuff like some tiles and things like that. So I thought that was kind of a cool little added feature. Like I said, it just kind of slides into here. It's just like a storage area. I wanted to utilize this space somehow because I had a little bit of extra space when making this level. And so you can see how that kind of just closes right there. Then this area right here is something that I really like a lot. I really like this floor. Basically what this floor is just a Ninjroid testing area, kind of like the lower floor, except this one actually has all the body parts of the Ninjroid. You can see there's a table right there. It's actually connected to the wall. A lot of small details around the room, like that clear yellow table, and then we got some wall feature or details right there with the Kai sticker. It's got a ghost sticker. It's also a Ninjroid little tile. And you can see the Ninjroid body parts on the wall right there. I just put those there basically like if someone's testing them. And on the wall right there, you can see there's also some details. That's a Star Wars sticker, that gray one. Both of them actually are Star Wars stickers. And then you've also got a kind of older sticker right here. And this is actually one of those bricks from Agents. I forgot what they're called, but they're for like that online app game. I thought that was kind of a cool looking piece. So that's pretty much it for that level. It's a very tall one, but it just basically has a testing chamber. And then, so this level is kind of an important level. It's actually related to the show in a big way, which is Borg's office. And it's kind of a tight fit, but it's kind of hard. It's also very hard to see the details in here, but I will show you like this. You can see what it looks like. There's some computers and stuff in there, and he just kind of sits back there. You put him in the chair. And I think that's a pretty cool area for him to sit in. I wanted to at least include this because Borg was in this area in the show, obviously, and it's kind of an important part of the show. So let me just get straight into that. Let's get Borg out of his little robot piece right here. Just kind of remove him from his chair right there. We can put him inside of his office so he can talk to the ninjas about their mission or whatever. And if I can get him in there, he's kind of a tight fit. I've got bigger hands, so he's kind of hard to get in there. You can see you got a big light piece back here, and then you can see all the details of the computers and stuff like that. Every single one of them has some detail, and you can see the inside right there. If it wants to focus, you can see what that looks like. So it's a very simple level, but I think it gets the job done. So we'll move on to the next level. Before we move into the 7th level of the building, which is this small one right here, I wanted to show you how it connects onto the top right here. You can see it's a very simple fit right there. So now we can actually move into it. It's a very small level, and it doesn't really have too much to it. Very simple design right here, and then on the inside, there's not really too much in there. You can see there's a weapons rack right there, and also some of those Ninjroid discs. If we take a look at that, you can see what those look like, just some Ninjroid pieces. So it's mainly just a weapons storage area for the Ninjroids, which I thought was kind of a cool little added detail. It's not really in the show, but I mean, Lego would probably put something like this. Those are just those Star Wars long blasters, if you guys know what those are. And so we can kind of wrap up with the building on this part right here. This is the last actual floor in the building, which actually moves us onto this piece right here, which is the very top. I think I like the design on this piece a lot more than some of the actual levels. It's just a really cool looking area. A lot of these slope pieces going up to the top. If you guys remember, I ordered those with the Bricklink. And I think it looks pretty cool right here. You can see what it looks like. I just used one of these pole pieces in clear color to hold this blue piece up because this is from the show, if you guys remember. And not really much to it. It's just there for show. But like I said, I wanted it to be accurate, and that's why I created it like this. And I think the design looks pretty cool. So there's not really too much to say. I'm going to put the actual model back together, and we can move into our conclusion. Alright guys, so that is pretty much going to do it for this mock. This is definitely my biggest Ninjago mock I've ever made. The one before this was actually the Dareth Dojo and Museum, if you guys remember that mock. If you haven't checked out that mock, I definitely recommend you check it out. This is going to go with it on the shelf. Kind of like a little Ninjago city setup that I'm working on. And you can see just the height of this tower is pretty ridiculous. Took me a lot of time to make this thing. But I'm really happy with the result. I think it turned out a lot better than I thought it was going to be. And I'm really happy I was able to make this, and it all comes from you guys being supportive of my channel. And as long as you guys support my channel, I'm happy with making content for you guys. And tell me what you think in the comments below if you like this mock. I'm really happy with it, and I hope you guys give me a good response and warrant me to make some more Ninjago mocks and stuff like that. And so I hope you enjoyed the video, guys. I've got tons of other Ninjago mocks and other kinds of Lego videos on my channel, so I definitely recommend you go check them out. Make sure you subscribe to the channel if you want to check out new videos, and make sure you get the newest info from my channel, as well as hit the notification button on the right side of the subscribe button. So I hope you enjoyed the video, guys. Thanks for watching. My brother also helped me with this mock if you wanted to say hi. Hi. So that's my brother Valor. He helped me with this mock as well. He always helps me with them. I'm just the guy who records the videos and works on most of the stuff for the mocks, but don't worry, guys, he does work on these mocks with me, and I'm really happy that he does. So I just want to make sure he's not forgotten in this video. So I hope you guys enjoyed. Thanks for watching. I will be making more soon. And leave your suggestions down in the comments below. And make sure to share the video if you think it was that awesome. Thanks for watching.